Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode in this sort of Let's Play walkthrough gameplay series for Rise of Industry. And we can actually kind of go around and try to figure out, and if we hit this button up here, we can see that there's Weak Motors and Thing LLC. We can actually go and see kind of what are they working on. Actually, they're not probably going to be, never mind, they're probably not going to be working on anything until we unpause the game. But eventually they'll start plopping down buildings too, and the AI will be competing with us. It's not going to be too big of a deal now because for the most part, we're going to be isolated into our regions, but you can imagine how eventually someone could try to like come in here and sort of like see that we're doing copper wire and try to actually like sell copper wire here as well to kind of bottom us out there. So who knows, or undercut us or whatever. It doesn't really work like undercutting, but at least like, you know, if they flood the market on copper wire, then we're not going to be making as much money from copper wire. And then that could leave us kind of holding our industry, you know, in our hands. So let's get the we wanted to also do, we're going to do a very gather heavy strat here, which is kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind setting this close enough. See, it's not going to be close enough. Yikes. We're going to need another, we'll just do another warehouse for these guys. That'll be totally fine. Let's actually do this up. Yeah, I think another warehouse for these guys is going to be great, except I don't want to waste a lot of the space to the right. I think these are the 5 areas that we have right here, right? Yeah. Start dumping these down. What about the gas? See, it's interesting how the gas is like right on that main road. Which I'm kind of wondering, well, the gas could actually benefit from this warehouse just naturally. So that's not going to be too crazy. Let's go back in and get the gas set up. Gas pumps. Yeah, the warehouse range is actually quite large. So we don't have to worry about that too much. And once we get that upgraded gather, we'll be able to grab these 2 bits as well. Pollution might be an issue, though. We're getting a little bit close to town. Pollution is going to definitely negatively affect the ability for the city to grow. So we are going to have to be cautious of that. Let's get another warehouse set up in this neck of the woods, though. For things that might be going on up here. And it looks like that might be a nice placement for it. And again, typical fashion, I kind of like to just cover that. Eventually we'll make this a one-way. And you can see how it's really not wanting to connect that, so we got to kind of go back and do that again. But just making sure that we're really dragging over those bits. And I think actually we're just going to hook that up like that. There we go. Very nice. So we're going to make sure that this gas pump, again, it is, which is warehouse 2? Okay, you're automatically being done to warehouse 2. You're being done to warehouse 3. That updates instantly. Like we built the warehouse, it updates. That's really, really cool. So let's make sure, oh, wait a second. If you're going to warehouse 2 or 3, let's see if we could actually just do it. Let's try doing a direct connection. Raw materials, oil. Let's try to do a direct connection into town. See how that works. We're not going to actually be making such of a surplus that that we need to think about doing to external towns, and the trucks would be traveling to. It wouldn't really work very well. So hopefully that'll actually get us going on that. So now we're going to be selling, if we look at River Ridge, right? We're going to be selling oil, gas, and copper wire. Hopefully, you know, assuming everything's, you know, gets going smoothly. We're going to be researching more stuff every month. We're going to get more things to do. If we look over here, yikes, we might actually need to rush the vegetables. Because what else do we have to make money? And we can't sell sand, so even if like sand is important for making, like, we can't sell sand or plastic or anything like that. Offshore drilling, huh? Is there any more? I mean, we could try to just do more oil. We could just go full pollution over here. Like we could do more gas and more oil. Do a warehouse here. And it'd be sending into, yeah, we could try that. I'm not exactly sure how that would work out for us, to be honest. Let's try to make this bridge, kind of see what this is going to cost us. Wait a second, what's going on? Help me out here, game. Do we not have the technology for bridges? Is bridge a technology? I don't think it is, but tunnels and bridges. Are you kidding me? We don't have the ability to make bridges, so we can't even build out here at all, even if we wanted to. Is there fish? There is down here, but not in our region. Uh-oh. That copper is squarely in their region here, too. Yeah, so this, it's a little bit of a tricky situation here. Let's actually go and delete this. Maybe we'll get a refund. Maybe we won't. It doesn't really matter too much. I'm actually tempted to go back into... I think we've rushed vegetables. And that one's probably going to end up canceling that because that was a pre... Dang, I didn't realize you had to get bridges as a tech. Because now I'm thinking to myself, that's 1.8 million. It's going to be a while before we can even get over there. And then you can make bridges and tunnels cheaper. I wonder how it's probably pretty expensive to make one. That does make sense, though, to me, that it'd be rather expensive to build one. We don't really have... we can't build any farms because we didn't... See, this was kind of a mistake. We probably should have had one of those researched. I think the only hope that we have here... Let's get the game going on sort of medium speed. I think the only hope that we have here... Maybe we'll pick up the speed a bit. Is... I mean, basically, we just got to make a lot of copper wires and hope for the best. Hope that the copper mine maybe surprises us with how much it produces. How much it produces. But I'm thinking it's just 9 per month. I think it's just 1 per. Lifetime. Yeah, it's just 1 per. Every 10 days, 1 per bit. So eventually we can get 5. Eventually we have enough to do 5. And the sad thing is, I think there's like... Yeah, there's just tons of copper here. I don't know if the game expects you to actually like scour the map for those little nodes or not, but that's kind of silly either way. That we couldn't look at the resources from the get-go. So yeah, we're in River Ridge, but we can't do steel. The AI is probably building up some stuff. I don't know where they ended up dumping down. Here we go. So here's the AI here. Oh, they actually researched the truck depot, huh? And they got a crop farm. They're doing some wheat fields. Very nice. Very nice. That could lead into a lot of different things. There's no way we're going to be making money, but we're almost close to making money. R&D alert. Oh, nice. Okay, so we could pause. We still have a lot of money. We could start doing vegetables. And I think where's a good... there's a lot of water out here, so that could be a good place. And this is a big open area here that I don't foresee as building much here. I think we actually probably do set up... what the nice thing is, one water thing, I believe, can... one water thing here can take care of a decent amount of fields. I think each of these water things can take care of 3 fields. So that's kind of PogChamp. So let's get some crop fields going out here. These are rather expensive though. Whoops, undo this. And again, since the game is paused, we're going to get the full refund for that. We're going to make it into more of an even rectangle there. So the water can just directly go to the fields. I don't think we're too worried about that. And then the fields are going to need to be within range of the warehouse. We could make it a double wide road. I don't know what the advantage of that would be. Or we could just stagger it like that, and it's going to be fine. Let's do 3. I mean, if we have the if we have the water output for 3, let's just do 3. Uh-oh. Might have to go wide back here. Whoops. That's fine. That's fine right there. No problem. For now, we won't feel it. We could redesign it later once we're rich. So basically, you're going to be sending to... Let's just manually do this. That's kind of what I would like to do, because I don't want it going to... I don't want it going to the warehouse and then having to backtrack to the farms. I just want this getting sent directly to the farms themselves. And they're going to need 1 water per field, right? So we want them to have a minimum amount of 3 water stored just so they can constantly be working, right? And then, you know, if there's a surplus for some reason, which there shouldn't be, they'll go up to about 6 each. But they should try to handle that minimum first and then go from there. Then we need a warehouse though. That's going to actually collect bathing alerts. Hold on, we haven't unpaused the game yet. Give me a break here. Give me a break here. There we go. See, it's auto-correcting, but there's a nice little sound just to let you know that something might be going on here. Farm produce vegetables. We are going to sell these in town because the place in town is going to buy them, which is great. Just 44 tiles away. Nice. So now we're going to have vegetables going. That's about 13,000 per unit. How many vegetables did they say they'd actually buy? That's what I didn't check. 8 per 15 days. So 16 a month. And vegetables are at 162% boost because of demand. Wow. That's actually pretty good. This is actually going to feel very nice. Okay, so now let's go. That being said, we are down to 4 million. We've already spent 6 million. Already spent 6 million here. Everything seems to be working. I don't know if we're getting much of a surplus at these areas here or not. We can check on that. We only have 2. I wouldn't call that much of a surplus. 2. We have none here, but we're building. I say, why does it say, never mind, there we go. 2, we don't have any here, but it's building. Now we have 2. So this is working pretty well. I don't know if we're getting much, we'll have to keep an eye and see if we're getting a surplus of copper, but I doubt it. Well, we're going to be getting a slight surplus of copper. Okay, nice. Gathering storage increased a little bit. That means that the next thing is going to be the one that lets us get more copper, which is going to be fundamental. Also, it's going to let us get more oil and more gas, which is going to be huge because our economy is based on this stuff right now. We're actually making money. That's actually kind of insane. Oh, no, we're not. So it's kind of tricky. The way that the money works is you get paid every 15 days, right? Because that's when things get sold. So at the beginning of the month, you pay for all of your infrastructure, and then you take a big hit. Then at the 15-day mark, you try to make some of that back. And then on the 30th, like you can see we're in the green right now, but it's going to go down because of transportation costs. These trucks cost money. But as soon as we go to June 30th, we can pause, and this is where we really want to see green. Boom, 200,000. Wow, we're doing fantastic. We're actually doing amazingly right now. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. I didn't think that oil and gas was, I mean, I didn't think any of this stuff would actually give us much. If we check here, we can kind of keep an eye on, you know, how many of the copper wires are we actually selling? Looks like this has actually gone up a bit because we're not meeting the full demand, right? Yep, see, we're only selling like 4 of these at a time. We know we don't have enough to actually produce all of this. 9 per 15 days. We just don't have enough copper at the moment. We don't have enough copper. Well, I could totally see some of these copper plants actually being made back here. If we pull this out like that, we could put a couple factories like here. In fact, actually, let's build one of those. Because I think we might be getting a little bit, let's check on this, but I think we might be getting a small, just a small surplus of copper. Kind of leaving a bit of a buffer here. A space buffer, because I don't want the traffic to get too intense. Don't we have this set to manually go to warehouse 2? Let's set this to go to warehouse 2 as well. Right? Yeah, because that's kind of part of our flow here. So it's just kind of like these trucks just go right, and they just kind of bypass and go right to warehouse 2, and then warehouse 2 does the selling. There we go. +2 land harvesters. Nice. Let's upgrade these. This is actually going pretty dang well for us here. That's going to give us tons more copper. This is going to give us tons more oil, because we could double check this actually, but I highly doubt we're selling enough oil and gas for 15 days. 4, 5, 6. Actually, we're getting close enough that this, I think it's going to be perfect. Uh-oh, what's going on here? River Ridge is selling us something. Increase, actually, I don't know if that matters or not. Interest of new loans reduced by 35%. New loans, that's the key. We haven't taken a new loan. We have an active loan, but we don't have necessarily any new loans that we're planning on taking. So I don't think we're actually going to worry about this one too much. We're going to avoid that auction. So that's an auction that we could go. I don't know what the significance of the fact that that's being sold by River Ridge. Sometimes that does matter because you'll get a bonus, like a reduced cost to build in those regions. That's unfortunate that one is actually a River Ridge one, because I don't think this... I don't know if that means anything. But if this would have said like building costs reduced by 50% or something, or well, 50% would have been insane, but like 25% or something, that would have been still really, really good to go for that, because we're building in River Ridge. Whereas it's kind of weird that, you know, there's kind of a situation where there could be an auction for like an area that no one can build in, or an auction where only the AI can build in. It's kind of cheesy because it's like, okay, well, I could buy it just to prevent you from getting that benefit, but at what point is that not worth it to me? This is going really, really, really well, though. We just, it's kind of deceiving. I don't particularly like the month thing down here, because it's really hard to tell kind of how you're actually doing. We built a bunch of harvesters. Of course we built a bunch of harvesters. Of course we're losing money this month because it's factoring in construction costs. I understand, like, I have this much money and I spent some of it constructing things. That doesn't really go into, like, from a game perspective, that doesn't really go into quote-unquote budget, though. In fact, the funny thing is we might actually do okay here at the end of the month, here in October. What do we got? I mean, heck, we recovered despite the build cost, right? Despite 500,000 of building, I mean, we still did pretty dang well. So things are looking good. Monthly loans and fines. Wait a second. Aren't we supposed to be getting charged? Don't we have a loan that we're supposed to be getting charged on? No, that's not in the state. Where is it? I don't think it's global market. It might be, no, it's not in the budget. No, it's definitely, you have to click on the headquarters. There you go. And then you go to loans. Monthly payment. Monthly payment. But we haven't done any payments yet. I don't, maybe there's a little bit of a grace period we're not getting charged. Because we were going to start getting a hit, 80,000 per month to try to cover that, to try to pay for that. Wow, we're actually making a profit after the 15-day mark. That's insane. That's insane. This is actually like going really, really, really well for us. We're kind of just waiting for research at this point, right? Because research is going to get us, I mean, plastics are going to be big. Because if we can get plastics and then into buttons, it's going to be nice. I don't even remember what we just researched, to be honest. Gather efficiency would be really, really good too. And we might just need to go for some cheap stuff. You get a little bit, like, what could we do with the vegetables? Can go into vegetable soup, but we don't have anywhere to sell vegetable soup at the moment. But that is something that might open up eventually. I mean, we could look around at the other towns. There might be another town. Cooked vegetables. That's a tier 2 good. I kind of like that. We could actually set up potatoes. Let's just get something else going there. Potatoes feed into chips, they feed into cooked vegetables, they feed into all kinds of good stuff. So I think potatoes are going to be good. One-way roads have been researched. Nice. Let's actually go in and actually do some... And we want these to be counterclockwise. And that's just because we're using... Because it's right-hand traffic. We're getting some ghost vehicles, but I think that's not working, right? Yeah, but with the right-hand traffic, because of the way this is set up, you want people flowing in and just people flowing out. You don't really want them, like the people that need to, like if it was going the other way, people would be fighting with the people trying to get out of the warehouse, with the people trying to get in the warehouse. This way it just kind of keeps them flowing in the right direction. Well, that actually isn't costing us anything, huh? Oh, let's pause the game. Cost of all buildings reduced by 52%. This is what I'm talking about. And this lucky dog over here. Where is New Grand Chain? I might actually be kind of misunderstanding this a little bit, to be honest. But I think this means that you have to... I think you have to be building in this region for this to benefit. I actually need to look at that, because I might be wrong, because that seems so goofy, because the only person that can build here is someone who has a permit here, and I don't think anyone else can get a permit here. Ah, I might be totally misunderstanding this, because that's huge too. If I'm misunderstanding that and we're still succeeding, that's kind of a big deal. All building upkeep minus 20%. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is actually working too. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Bathing error. I think that'll fix itself, right? Why is it saying there's a pathing error? Cannot reach warehouse 1. You drive this way, you turn right. This is a roundabout. What am I missing here? If you need to get here, you just drive around in a circle until you go there. If you need to get over to here, you just come up here and drive this way. It's not rocket science. It's a roundabout, effectively. We're going to kick on the speed, and maybe this just kind of... I mean, it's still working, and they're just complaining about pathing. I guess I don't get this. Maybe it's because there's ghost trucks still, and maybe once the ghost trucks go away, they'll get fixed. These guys come out of here. I mean, they're still functioning. Where can't you go that you think you need to go? Warehouse 2. What's wrong with warehouse 2? So you come in this way, you go into this area, which essentially becomes a roundabout. You leave out this way, which this isn't a one-way, but maybe it should be. No, it is. I mean, there we go. I don't get it. I don't get that. This is totally fine. This is totally fine. Where are you trying to go? Maybe this will enlighten us here. Warehouse 2. So there's some sort of issue with warehouse 2, and I don't understand what it is. We could do that, but that's irrelevant. I mean, that doesn't actually change anything. Unless it's like this. Oh, wait, was this not fully done? That shouldn't matter. See, that's super annoying because that should not matter. Because this should be able to be 2 lanes going in. And then these people just get fed into the roundabout. Now we have 1 lane here. No one's ever going to take this lane to get into there. This is silly. Yeah, that's actually kind of silly. I don't know why the AI can't handle that. So we're getting a bit of a traffic jam here. And we probably lost a little bit of money, but that's okay. We're actually doing fantastic, though, on the money. Doing fantastic. Fantastic. Part of that is because we got the old regulation lapsed. We got that reduction in the upkeep cost of the buildings. We're making money. This is good. That's while researching, and researching is very expensive, right? $100,000 per month, and that's being included, right? We're paying the $100,000 per month for R&D. Speed 10 here. We can kind of keep an eye on how many. Oh, wait a second. We're making too many of these. Why? Wait, what? How are we making too many of these? Oh, per 15 days? Wait, yeah, that's only 6. Oh, it's because we weren't selling them for a while. Now we flooded the market. We're technically only making 6 per 15 days. So this will work itself out, but we accidentally just stockpiled these things and then flooded the market. Whoops. That's fine. That'll work itself out because we can only make 6 per 15 maximum. Like that's peak efficiency. So there's no way that this can happen. We just got to wait a month or two, I think, for the reserves to kind of die down, because there was a few months where we weren't selling them during that little bit of an issue. Actually, now they'll buy 11 per 15 days, which is kind of interesting. That's up a bit. That's actually up a big bit. A permit to build in the region. Ooh, wait a second. We need to check on this. Okay, this is more copper. This is more copper. What other resources are in here? This is a centralized region. This could be killer. And they'll buy gas or coal. We don't really care about that necessarily. Let's go to the research bits here. If there was iron here, this is a done deal. I think we're going to want to buy this because we actually have the money to bid on this. Oh, barely 6.3 million. That's insane. We know we're making money, but gas, oil, bridged off. We can't do anything with it. Copper, lots of copper. Lots of copper. I think St. Michael's is the one that I really, 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 really want to build in, because that's iron and coal. This is a bunch of stuff we don't need, strictly speaking. Dang, Biltmore has nothing. That would have been a disaster if we built in Biltmore. Iron and coal down here in Beaver Dam. That'd be cool too. I think we either have to get Beaver Dam or we have to get St. Michael's, but I think we want this too. This is going to be a good zone. It's going to be a good zone. The AI could outbid us here. It's entirely possible, but we are going to place a bid here. The AI, I don't think is going to have the money for this. I think it's just kind of a weird situation that we actually have the money for this. Yep, there goes six. There goes all of our money. There goes all of our money. PR and marketing? I'm confused. Can I build out here or not now? That was a building permit, right? 6 million? I would hope so. 6 million? I would hope so. We don't have a build permit there, but we have built. There we go. So we could start doing just tons of copper. We can hit copper from this side. We could bring it into here. That's going to get us going on. So we could start selling the copper tubing now as well. And then that'll feed into the diodes and the buttons pretty easily. So we got copper for days, which is great. So we'll continue to do that. I think now is a great time to take a pause here, guys. So that pathing kind of messes us up a little bit, but if we check here, I believe, well, it's a weird, we're still kind of keeping up here. Autosave in progress, it looks like. I don't think we're going to get up to 11 by the end of the month. Well, we might get to 11, but then we're not going to get to 11 again at the next month. So let's see how this goes here. 9 stored, 10, 11. Yeah, perfect. We literally did it perfectly. And there's no way we're going to get 11 in 10 days. So I think we're back. That little bit of a hiccup there has been stabilized. We're back to making some good. See, we only sold 6 there. That's exactly how much we should be selling every 15 days. So that's perfect. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.